Coach.
Well, first, again, I'd like to congratulate Ole Miss on the Western Division Championship. They have a tremendous team and very physical team. One of the toughest lineups to pitch to, and they showed that in the first inning. I mean, there's no weakness there. But also hats off to our team for hanging in there, down 6-0. They got runners all over the bases. They could have added to it, and we found a way to get out of a couple of jams and brought in some guys that don't have much experience in the SEC and much less any environment like this. And they hung in there. Had a couple of kids we pulled out of the game, a little soreness in the back, and just kind of keeping an eye on some kids. And we had guys come off the bench and get it done. Guys with 6, 7, 8 at bats, and Chris John hadn't played in a long time, and he hits one off the center field wall and lays down a beautiful bunt. I mean, it was just a great team win for us. I mean, the dugout was into it. You could kind of feel a little bit, and I mean, in any game, you just keep grinding. Sometimes things go your way, and I think that's what happened today.
We'll go ahead and take questions for the student athletes. If you raise your hand, we'll get a mic to you. We'll start right here.
Joe, on that double in the ninth, it looked like on replay you might have been out. What was your take on it? And also, what did you think of Alvarez's contributions today? Well, really, all the guys that came off the bench today.
Well, let's just start out with the double question. Out of the box, I thought it might have been down the line. I was thinking two the entire way. To me, when I slid in, it seemed like I touched the outside part of the base, and he tagged the very front of the base. And I think that's what the umpire out there saw. And I thought I was safe. I don't know what instant replay had to say about it, but I guess that was the only thing that mattered at that point. To the guys who came in today, I mean, that's just a great team win. You have KJ come off. I mean, he hasn't played in a long time. Absolutely smokes the ball, gets a bunt down, does team stuff out there, and Bobby goes down with maybe a little soreness, but Alvarez came in, and I mean, he's just a grinder. He comes out every day, shows up to the ballpark, never complains, and he gave us 3 good at-bats out there and played good defense. Made a great play off of Orvis's little nubber down the line, even though he might have slipped or done whatever, but I mean, he's just a competitor out there. And then on top of that, you got Teague comes in the game, and he hasn't pitched in a long time, and he gives us, I don't know how many innings, maybe 3, 4 good innings. I mean, you can't ask for more. That's just an overall good team win.
Other questions? We'll stay right here, and then we'll come to the second row.
This for James. I think he hadn't pitched like since April 23rd, so about a month. He hadn't pitched, I think it was 4 innings against Mississippi Valley State, a little different pitch against Ole Miss. Just talk about your performance today. Were you nervous? Just what did you think out there?
I was a little nervous at the beginning, but down early, I was just trying to put up as many zeros as possible and just keep our team in it. And it started out a little rocky with the double, scored 2, but from there I just thought I got to just battle as best I can and just put up as many zeros as possible. And really just a great job to our offense of staying in the game and battling back because, I mean, down 6 runs, I mean, they could throw in the towel and be like, man, we lost. But really just a great job to them just staying in it. And then as the offense gained momentum and scored runs, it kind of gave me drive to get out there and throw up more zeros. So just I think we really fed off each other well, and overall it was just a great team win.
Second row.
I'll follow up on that one for you, James. Just curious how you kind of evaluate your stuff, what was really working for you, and then for all 3 of you guys, Coach talked about the energy in the dugout and just being able to feel it coming. Did you guys feel that too?
Yes, the energy was great the whole time. I think we got down early, and it was a little bit down, but then as we started to battle back, everyone really joined in and said, we're going to win this game. And as far as how I felt about my stuff, I got my changeup working, which is something that isn't one of my better off-speed pitches, but I really got it working today, and I felt confident throwing it. And so I really was able to get a lot of ground balls and swing and misses with that. I hadn't pitched in a while, so I had a pretty fresh arm. And so overall, I felt decent, but just trying to stay out there and battle and compete as best as I could.
Joe, your thoughts on just the team
energy?
Yeah,
I kind of felt it after Teague here came in and had a 1-2-3 outing. I said good job to Gosser. I didn't know if he was calling his own game, and I kind of said good job to Jordan for calling the pitches, and he was like, no, this is your guys' game. We're going to let you guys just take care of it yourself. And DVH kind of chimed in with that, and he was like, yeah, you guys just going to go out there, swing the sticks, compete, give them a battle. And I mean, I kind of felt like the coaches kind of took themselves out of the equation, just let us kind of go out there and compete.
Chris John?
Oh, yes, sir. You know, it was a great atmosphere in the dugout. A lot of guys started pulling for each other. It seemed like the team really came together at that win. It was really enjoyable to go out there and be able to pull for each other. Good team win.
Front row here.
I think it says for KJ and Joe, you guys have been on a road for like 10 days or 11 or whatever it's been. Do you just now want to go home? And also, Joe, you guys are playing LSU for the 10th time tomorrow in 2 years. Do you like playing LSU? Are you sick of them? What do you think?
Good, KJ.
Oh, yeah, well, LSU's a great team. You know, you always want to go out there and compete against the best. But being on the road, you know, nothing better than just going out there and playing baseball, not having to worry about school. So, I mean, it's easy to go out there and have fun each and every day and grind it out.
Was that for everyone? Oh.
Yeah, and kind of adding on to that, postseason's all about what type of chemistry you have within your team. I mean, postseason can go very well for you or just kind of go down the drain depending on how your team bonds. And I think having this whatever 10, 11-day stretch that we've been on the road, we've all just kind of bonded together a lot more, and you feel that postseason atmosphere. And it's just been it's good, but I mean, you obviously want to get in the cages, get your work in, have more practice time, but we're allotted a certain amount of time, and we take full advantage of that time. But on the LSU thing, I mean, it's tough not wanting to play one of the better teams in the nation every year. They got first-round guys. You know they're going to compete, and you know it's going to be a crazy atmosphere. They have fans that come in the hordes to watch them play, and you know it's just going to be you versus the world. And kind of throw out a little thing out there to our fans who they also travel, and we also have a really good fan base that follows us on the away series, and they've helped us in Missouri, and they've helped us here, and we appreciate everyone coming out and watching us.
Okay, thank you, guys. We'll ask Coach to stay with us for a few more minutes, but you guys are welcome to head back to your locker room. Thank you, guys. We'll take a few questions for Coach Van Horn. Let's start here on the second row.
Dave, a couple of days ago, Coach Childers kind of talked about that he kind of saw your offense kind of getting things together when they played you guys a few weeks ago in Fayetteville. I guess even yesterday your approach was pretty good, and today you guys obviously kind of scrapped back offensively. Talk about the kind of the evolution of the offense from the middle of the season till about now.
Yeah, I mean, in the middle of the season, it was 2 and 3 runs a game. We were begging for runs, having to bunt a lot. I don't like bunting all the time, but it seemed like we didn't bunt. We did into a double play. It was getting frustrating. I mean, Trey Killian, he's 4-8, and he could easily be 8-4. We just didn't score any runs. And then, we started getting hits, started getting a big hit. We get a big hit here and there, and start opening it up a little bit, hitting and running a little bit more, just trying to create some things, lay down a bunt or two. And we've done it with different people. Just like today, we put guys in and they're getting the job done. But I just think guys are just getting better. They're getting more comfortable. We have a lot of freshmen starting to grow up a little bit. And like the guy said, we always talk about, the conversation we had 3.5 weeks ago was basically I told the guys, you guys are educated, you're smart kids. We're going to have to make a move or we're going to get left behind. I just left it right there. I didn't say any more. They knew exactly what I meant. And, not trying to throw a lot of pressure at them, but just to make sure that they knew that we're getting ready to run out of time. And sure enough, they kicked it into gear, and they rallied the troops and did a good job. And but I've seen the development of a lot of guys, physically and mentally. These young guys are starting to make a move, and it's great for this year. It also helps us as a staff, think about the future.
Front row here.
Hey, do you know Wernis and Benintendi's, would they have a shot? Would they play tomorrow? And also, what's the pitching plan?
Well, to answer your first question, Wernis just has a little bit of a stiff back. He's had it for a month. I noticed when he ran down the line, I didn't feel like, he's a hustler. That kid hustles everywhere. And, I saw him lock up a little bit, so he tried to stay in the game. He'll be fine. He could probably play tomorrow. I mean, a little bit of a good night's rest or whatever, but I don't know if I'll play him. And then Benintendi, he's been, he's had a little bit of a quad thing that's been going on, but it's not a big deal. I was just being precautious. He really did a nice job running that ball down in the first inning into right center. And, you know, he didn't come to me. They never come to me. I saw him down there talking to somebody. We were down 5-0, whatever the score. I don't know what the score was at the time, 3-0. And I just kind of approached him and said, "Hey, what's going on?" And he goes, "I'm fine. You know, I get that. The more I thought about it, I said, you know, we're just gonna let's get ready for next week. So that was probably a good move because the guys who came in did a nice job. So it was good. It was a great team win. But those guys will be fine. And honestly, they could both play tomorrow if we needed to play them.